Guys, we made it another week. Here's to the games that love us, here's to the games that don't love us, and here's to the games that get sport incomplete. Mass Mikey Gaming. G'day all you beautiful gamers and welcome to the end of the week show of my gaming haul of shit I'll never play. Probably anyway. I'm Mad Mikey and don't forget if you like, give us a like, give us a subscribe, share it around with your friends. Basically on today's show what I want you to do is I just want you to kick back for the next 5-8 minutes and I'm just going to show you what games I've picked up and just a few little stories in between. So if you want to just click pause, go grab yourself a beer or a cordial, whatever suits your fancy, and we'll have a quick chat about everything. What happened this week? Well, if you didn't watch yesterday's video, you would see that I picked up the PS4 Pro. And if you want to know about the thoughts of that, click on the information button, or card as YouTube call, and I'll give a few initial reports. I haven't had much time to play with it, but so because I've been downloading all my games again and I've got to start sort of reinstalling all my old games because the transfer, like my hard drive was too big to transfer everything onto the 1 terabyte one. So I've picked up a few games this week which are new titles, so I won't sort of spend much time on those. First off, picked up Titanfall 2. This one I forgot to put in last week's in the bumper episode. Now Titanfall 2, the gameplay, I've only played single player. I haven't sort of delved into the multiplayer just yet. Really enjoying it so far. The combat is fluid. It's a lot of fun. It's different. So I sort of had the decision to pick between this, your Battlefield 1 and your Call of Duty, and I decided on this. I thought let's take something that isn't out every year. Next up, I got a couple of games that were part of the promotion with the PlayStation Pro. So the deal was basically if you bought the PlayStation 4 Pro, you got these games for $39 each, which was less than half price, so it was a really good deal. So these games were just a couple in the back catalogue that I've been trying to get. First off, which I haven't got around to opening yet, is Dishonored 2. After PAX, we went to a panel about this, and it's really cool. I like the new art style that they've taken. They've improved quite a bit on the new one. I don't know if this has actually got any pro features. They didn't actually say. It doesn't say on here. So that's another thing that I think Sony needs to start doing on the back of their packaging, saying what pro features it's going to have. And the next one is Rise of the Tomb Raider, the 20th edition. So I've actually got this digitally. I got it on the Xbox One initially, because I knew when they said that it was just going to be exclusively timed and that it was coming up to the 20-year celebration, that they were going to do something special for the PlayStation, seeing as it was the birth of where Tomb Raider started. So I thought, okay, I'll get it digitally on the Xbox because they were giving like a cashback for purchases and whatnot. So for $39 for the complete edition of this, that was a bit of a steal. And next up, Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Auditore Forense edition. Now, if I paid full price for this, but I don't actually mind because, again, if you watch a couple of the shows earlier this week, I think it was the Monday show, was talking about remastered and how it's done right, how it's done wrong. This is how it's done right. This is a complete set of a trilogy of games for a single price, not an individual one. You know who I'm talking to, Uncharted. So this was basically, I believe, the pinnacle of the Assassin's Creed series. They did it right. They did it from his birth, basically, all the way from Initiate Assassin to taking over the Assassin Brotherhood to actually running the Assassin's Brotherhood. So that's why I think it was really popular and done right, because it told the rise of this assassin, and this is why it's one of my favorites. Where I really fell in love. Like, I remember when I got 2, I played that game for roughly about 12 hours straight. I stopped to go have dinner, went out a bit of shopping with the missus, then came home and played for another sort of like 7 hours straight, and I wasn't even 50% through the game. That is one of my fondest memories of the Assassin's Creed. And lastly, I did the unboxing, but it's Watchdogs 2. Thoroughly enjoying this one so far. So it's not really a shit I'll probably never play, although there are going to be a couple of games, but all the newer ones I definitely am going to be playing. It's a big improvement on the second one. I do highly recommend, if you haven't checked it out yet, or you're on the fence about it, definitely pick it up. There's a big improvement on the driving, and there's a lot of different ways that you can play this. Now, we're on to the shit that we'll probably never play. Got a whole bunch of PlayStation 2 and one PlayStation game this week. So as I stated last week, I did pick up Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube, and if I was able to get it for a good price on the PlayStation 2, that I would get it, I found a good price for it. It was complete in box, beautiful sort of condition. I got it part with another game for $55, so I was actually really wrapped at the bundle that I got. Classic game. It's another Pinnacle one, which I don't mind sort of owning all of them, so I can sort of show it off in a collection. Next up was the one that we showed at the beginning of the show, and I just picked it up from Cash Converters at the moment for $12, and it was God of War 2. Now, I wouldn't normally have sort of given this one a double look, but it is the special edition. Now keep in mind, when I purchased this, it had your normal stickers and everything like that, and it actually had stickers holding closed the cover. So I thought, okay, well that's fair enough. It's a collector's edition, they want to sort of keep it in. But as you saw from the beginning, it's missing the actual special edition disc, which is the primary reason. Like, apart from that, it's still got everything. So I'm sort of debating whether to take it back or not, because I think that's really silly that it didn't have it. And I sort of looked online, and this is selling for about $50. So I thought I'm probably going to get a bargain on that one. But it wasn't meant to be, was it? Next up was a game that I've played one of the games in the series and I really enjoy it. So if I can get the back catalogue of them, I really am looking forward to it. Those of you who don't sort of know my feelings on the PlayStation 2, I don't put much stock in the PlayStation 2, just basically because it wasn't really future-proofed when they brought it out. So the graphics don't really hold up on the newer TVs, whereas with the Xbox and the GameCube, they can still sort of really look pretty on the big screen TVs if you play them in 4x3. But I've got a couple of mods and cables that actually output my Xbox at 480p. Some games even up to 1080p, so that's how sort of ahead of the time it was. But back to what we were talking about, and this one, Shin Megami Tensai Persona 3. So I played Persona 4 on my PlayStation Vita, thoroughly enjoy that game, so I picked this one up for about $45. Got it off a regular guy that I buy off of Facebook groups. He was kind enough to sort of hold on to it, so he put it up for sale sometime last week, and I was like way out of money. I'm just like, is there any chance that you could hold it for us, maybe, please? And he was like, look, if I sell it, I sell it. I said, look, that's all I can ask for. So I sort of got to the Saturday, he said he's still interested because I haven't sold it, and I'm like, yes, please. I'll definitely pay you first thing on Wednesday. So he was nice enough to hold it. So thank you, Brian. And the last one was part of the $55 package, and it's another one that I picked up last week, and it is Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation. Now, I love this game. This is just amazing. And this is the one that's got the 2 discs. Now, when I open this like this, I'm like, oh no, it's all, the case is broken. But the guy was smart enough to sort of put some sticky on there to preserve the disc from getting scratched on the way in. But you can't fix these. If anybody's got some hints or tips on replacements for these holders, I'd really love to hear it, because I'm spewing that that's broken. Otherwise, it's the discs are in fantastic condition. The booklet's still in fantastic condition. So I think that all that's left is I just need to get Resident Evil 3 and 1 on the PlayStation to have that sort of trilogy. Plus, I mean, they've got all the shooting games and whatnot. But that was it for this week, guys. I've still got a couple on order from CEX. Put in an order with them. As usual, one of the places that was sending it takes about 2 to 3 days to send it off, which is bad business. This place should just turn into a warehouse and sell online, to be honest. But guys, if you made it to the end, obviously there's some other videos that you might be interested in watching. Please subscribe by pressing the subscribe button. I'm nice enough to put it up here for you. But I hope that you enjoy the show. If you've got any feedback, I'd love to hear it. But thanks, guys. Have yourself a great weekend, and let me know what games you might be playing this weekend. I'm definitely going to be putting a few hours into the PlayStation Pro, and I'll give a few thoughts about it on Monday. But guys, have a great weekend.